got sprinkled by a boy and I need to talk about it. I meet this boy early November and by the end of November, we are boyfriend and girlfriend, and I know that's fast, but that's just how it happened. I was in Europe and I thought I was in love, okay? In the beginning, he told me about having 2 jobs that he hates. He's miserable. He doesn't make that much money. I am fortunate enough to say that I'm doing well. Like, it's okay, no problem. And I started getting dinners and lunches and just, you know, a lot of things, to the point where I was paying 80% of our things. I would bring the bill for dinner and he would just sit back and wait for me to take it. He even paid for our first date. So a month in of knowing of each other's existence, not just dating, this guy comes to my apartment and makes me dinner, and it was really good. And I'm like, wow, that's really good. You know what? You cook, I'll pay the bills. Obviously, as a fucking joke. He laughed, I laughed. I thought we were on the same page. We moved on. 2 days later, I'm looking for an apartment in Barcelona and he's helping me. He keeps sending me 2 bedrooms. And I'm like, why do I need a 2-bedroom? It's just me. He's like, well, where am I going to put all my clothes? I have a lot of things. Also, it has to be a pet-friendly apartment because of my dog. I'm like, when the fuck did we talk about moving in together? I play dumb and I'm like, oh, are you going to pay for your place and then also half of this? He's like, no, why would I do that? Just like, what do you mean? Why would you do that? He's like, yeah, you said I cook, you pay the bills. As a fucking joke. This man took it seriously. I tell him that I'm joking, that that's not gonna happen, and that he can move in when he can pay his half, and also later in the future. Ever since that happened, I was just anxious every single time we talked about money, or we even went out to dinner, because I knew I was just gonna pick up the tab. But I go to Texas for a whole month, so for a whole month, I don't see him. So I forget the money thing, right? I come back, we meet in Portugal, I get the hotel, I get the Ubers, I get the breakfast. He doesn't even bother to say thank you anytime I paid. He gets coffee and lunch here and there. We come back to Barcelona and we're planning a trip to Cadiz. Of course, I paid the hotel. So before going on this trip, I was like, you know what? I want to clear the air so I don't have that anxiety every single time they bring the bill. I text him and I'm like, hey baby, for this trip and moving forward, I think we should each pay our own stuff because we need to save. You pay for your shit, I pay for mine. I wasn't even asking this man to pay for my stuff. Mind you, he would talk about his savings all the time, saying that he could afford to go to Bali 10 times there and back. Like, he had money, he made decent money, and he just did not, he just wanted to save it all and didn't want to spend it. When I tell you he was fucking livid, he starts going off saying how he thinks that's so cheap to split the bill. He's like, in a relationship, I don't notice who is paying more than the other. That he hates people that think that way, that I'm not the Natalia that he met. Who did I talk to that made me change my mind and my way of thinking? You're calling me cheap because I want you to pay for your own shit. When I tell you I've never been so quick to drop someone, he's 30, I am not dealing with this shit. This is done. Never thought this would happen to me. I'm kind of flattered that I was like a little sugar mama for a bit. Silver lining, right?